Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Our top story today, Dubai is going to build a massive 93-kilometer indoor exercise highway. Your dreams have been answered.
Oh my God. I saw this news last night and I was just like, whoa.
Finally.
We need this. And we'll also be busting some rent misconceptions in Dubai.
And we're going to talk about the most bizarre, frequently asked questions on Google about Dubai.
And then after that, we'll be sitting down with the stars of Dubai Hustle. So you'll catch that first right here at Lovin Dubai.
But before we get into it all, we had an amazing chat yesterday with the singer of Banana Banana, the song that's going viral, 2.5 million views in a very short amount of time. Not only did he drop his song on the show, he also dropped some manifestation, some inspiration of how he took himself from the peanut of a breakup to living his best life.
Yes. And all that came from a breakup. That's so interesting. Like how you can just, either when you're down in the dumps, make something great out of it, or like you stay down.
So he took up beatboxing. Is that right?
Yeah, he learned how to beatbox.
After a breakup.
Yeah.
And now he's beatboxing. He's a rapper. He's a singer.
2 million views.
So the question is, how do you deal with a breakup?
How do you deal with a breakup?
Is anyone going through a breakup right now? Do you let it get you down? Do you get deep in there with Ben and Jerry, get under the covers?
I think the first couple of days, that's what you need. That's what your mind and soul and body needs.
Yeah.
But then eventually you just keep yourself so busy that you don't think about it. You don't, have the urges to like text back or message back or call or, just like any of it.
What's your busy?
Am I busy? I think just like going out with friends or like getting on calls with friends or work or something or the other just to keep you busy. But what about you? How do you deal?
Well, I thought the busy was interesting because it's like, do you make your Instagram look better?
Yeah.
Everyone like, get a haircut, you post a nice picture, you look like you're living your best life.
Yes, that's why they call it the revenge breakup body.
Yes.
Yeah.
So revenge breakup pics for sure. But I remember I went through a breakup a couple of years ago and I just started running and I'd never ran before. I was like I was allergic to running. And then I just went outside and I started running and ever since then, feel a lot better, looked a lot better.
Oh, so you're a runner now?
Well, I can't really run very well, but I put on like loud, aggressive rap because I just couldn't sit at home listening to my own thoughts.
Just don't see you as a loud, aggressive rap listener. Like, are you a Phoebe runner? Because she's not a good runner.
A little bit. I run like I dance, not very well.
I doubt that because you guys are all very sporty in this Bridgerton family of yours.
I feel like you would be a revenge Instagram poster.
Yeah, for sure. 100,000,000,000%. That goes without saying.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
Because not only do you look like you're living your best life, then you feel like you're living your best life.
Exactly. You're doing it more for yourself than for anyone else.
But just for people going through breakups, if you are, just know if it didn't work out, it's because it wasn't meant to be.
Yes. Love that. And don't look back. Keep moving forward. Get out of your comfort zone. These are the things.
Running.
Keep running. Pull a Casey and keep running.
I genuinely was allergic to running, and then it was just like I just needed to get out of the house, and I started running, and
But that's so great.
And I was never fit before then, and I'm fit now.
You were never fit before, during a relationship. Of course.
No, in general, I was never fit. I never exercised, and since that breakup, I've exercised more regularly, and that was like many years ago, like 10 years ago. I think
fitter in your levels.
No, like I went through university, I never exercised, never did anything. I was just.
Oh, you're just naturally this good looking. That's
no.
nice.
I don't know where you're getting at, but I mean, I had never exercised before at all. Like we played tennis in school, whatever. But then in university, I did 0 for 7 years of university because that's how long it took. And then break up, bam, exercise, go.
But that's amazing because that's exactly how you should be dealing with one, instead of like just getting bitter and worse, like you work on yourself, you improve yourself, you just want to like make sure it's I mean, like, I know it sounds so petty, but you just want them to regret what they've lost, right?
We could say all the right things, like be the best version of yourself. You just want them to regret losing you. Speaking of leveling up, Let's jump into our top story. You may have probably seen the videos. They were all over Instagram yesterday. This is a wild, futuristic build. It's a huge 93-kilometer indoor exercise highway. Welcome to the Loop. It is going to be a sustainable urban highway, and the project aims to become the smartest cycling and running infrastructure anywhere in the world. It's an indoor highway of the future, and it will connect 3 million residents using a healthy mode of transport to key services locations by walking and cycling within minutes.
So the Loop will provide enjoyable climate-controlled all-year environment to make walking and cycling the primary mode of transport for Dubai's residents, and in line with its 20-minute city initiative.
And the Loop will be home to multiple wellness areas as well as hotels and fitness stations and sports courts. So the 20-minute city initiative is something we talked about before, that Dubai will be connected. So wherever you live, you'll essentially be close to a school, a place for prayer, a place for shopping probably, and fitness facilities. And this 93-kilometer loop, have you seen the videos?
It is so cool. So cool. So cool. I mean, like, it's not yet approved. It's just a proposed design and a proposed infrastructure. But if they actually go ahead with this, it'll be so epic. I don't even have the words to describe just how amazing it would be for the city, for the residents, for visitors, for tourism, for the economy, for
June, July, and August.
July, August, and just like, I mean, like, a big loop where you can just keep cycling and basically going all around Dubai.
It would give you a better, because you imagine it's going to have lots of greenery inside, and it'll kind of be like that kind of like balance between indoor, outdoor. However, since, as Simran said, it's just in the proposal stages, we have requests from the audience as to what they would like within the loop. So, same, love this, but please allow dogs too. My dogs desperately need somewhere to walk in the summer because the booties don't work. The dogs don't like wearing the booties.
Yes.
So please make an indoor, maybe just like a little baby doggy loop.
Agreed. I mean, if you're doing this for cyclists, like, you gotta do it for the little pets and the pups and the doggos. Oh my gosh, you're so right. The booties just don't work. They're such a waste of money.
Have you tried to put booties on dogs this summer? It's just not.
You can put them on, but they come off themselves.
Well, the dogs, unless you have like a very well-trained dog, the dogs will just eat them.
Yeah, no, but they can't even walk in them. Like, my friend got my dog proper, like, really expensive doggo shoes for my birthday. At first, I'm just like, what is this? I'm like, okay, it's for the dog. But then I put it on.
So it was like, my feet are bigger than this. Such a Zoolander moment.
I thought they were for my fingers. It was like a funny thing, you know, like, because at that time you had like silly strings and like really weird stuff that were out in the markets. I thought, but then it was, then you're like, it's for your dog. And I'm just like, that makes so much sense. And then so I put the booties on one's paws, and he just was not able to even walk. Like, he kept, like, you know, like, his legs would just come inside and he would be all over the place. So it just was not working out. They don't work out.
It's made for a specific type of dog. Anyway, we digress. If this comes to fruition, this will truly put Dubai on another level in terms of futuristic builds. The key aim for Dubai, the 2040 master plan, is to allow more green spaces, and essentially this will actually be a green space indoors, which is just wild.
So interesting how they're gonna pull this off. Like, if any city can pull this off, it's Dubai. Like, a giant loop around the city with cycling tracks, commercial centers. Like, it's just so weird.
It's bigger than the Al Qudra loop, which is crazy.
Wow. I mean, it's just, you know, like, it really takes a lot of innovation to come up with something like this. But I think with AI, they can pull it off.
Yeah, and 3D printing.
3D printing, exactly.
Bitcoin. Let's just say words.
Metaverse.
Mark Zuckerberg. They're all involved. They're all up there. Anyway, something a little bit more close to home.
So, you guys, we are busting some rent misconceptions in Dubai. So, a common misconception in Dubai is that rents for residential units only increase once every 2 years, which is bi-yearly. However, rent laws in Dubai allow landlords to increase rent annually with certain conditions, so the misconception is not true. And the confusion came from the fact that back in 2007, there was an absolute restriction on rental increases for the first 2 years of the tenancy. However, that was later amended in 2008 itself.
So stop living back in 2008. The Dubai Land Department has established a rental index, as you guys know, that guides rental prices in Dubai, keeps it regulated, and it keeps it there for the tenants, which is amazing. This index takes into account various factors such as location, type of property, and market demand to determine the average rental rate for different types of properties. Now, the RERA index can help landlords and tenants determine if a rental increase is in line with market rates and whether or not it is reasonable.
So it is important to know that any rent increase must be in line with market rates and cannot be arbitrary. And landlords must also provide a written notice to tenants before increasing the rent. The notice must be given at least 90 days before the increase date and giving the tenants enough time to prepare for the change. So in a nutshell, landlords in Dubai can increase rent yearly, but with certain restrictions.
And that is the key point. They can only increase it based on RERA calculations. So there's a certain percentage that they can rise each year. Be aware of that. And also the 90 days thing is law. Mm-hmm. So if your if your landlord does not get in touch with you within 90 days of before your move out date, they don't have the right to get rid of you.
Exactly.
And however, there's different rules. So for example, if they are planning to sell it, or if a family member has moved in and they can prove that, there is some exceptions there. However, that 90 days thing is key. And I see so many conversations on Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. Can my landlord do this? They're planning to raise it this much. The rental market has gone crazy. My rent was low. My landlord wants to up it. They actually can't. And the real estate laws have changed a lot in the last 10, 15 years. And they're all pro-tenant. So please be aware of the laws as a tenant because the rights are in your favor.
So true. Like you said, like 90 days is a given. It's standard. Like we've had examples like in the office itself. For example, Shahir, when we were speaking to the Dubai Land Department expert, Shahir was telling him that he was like basically evicted like 2 weeks with a 2-week notice, and that to a verbal 2-week notice, nothing written, no emails, no official eviction notice. And Shahir just took it and in 2 weeks he was out of there. But that's not how it works. You have the rights for a 90-day official notice via email or like some government, through some government entity. But I mean, verbal and WhatsApp is just not the way to go.
That's right. Shahir messaged me saying he'd moved and he gave me that reasoning and I was like,
no.
Here.
Yeah.
Know your rights. Come on. We are better than this. And it is important to remember that any rent increase must be reasonable, as we said, in line with market rates. So know your rights. Simran and Shahir did an amazing interview with a representative for Dubai Land Department. And if you have more questions on that, do get in touch with us because they are more than willing to help us out with some responses.
Exactly.
Speaking of questions and responses, I love this one. So here are the most bizarre, frequently asked questions on Google about Dubai. So there's sometimes people pull questions for interviews from Google. Well, today's guest is Dubai. And people have a lot of weird questions about the city, as you'll see. And if you scroll down any Google search thing, you'll find people also ask questions on the topic. So that's what we've done. However, I think it's going to be fun if we actually ask Simran the questions about Dubai and see if she knows the answers, because the questions as residents they're basically all rules, but then they're not really because it might make you think. Okay. So most common Google questions about Dubai. Number 1, not surprised, can you drink alcohol in Dubai?
Okay. So for that, I would like to say you cannot drink in public areas. You can only drink in licensed restaurants and bars, lounges, in private areas. If you have an alcohol license, you can buy liquor and you can store it in your homes. But no, not in public spaces like beaches and, just the streets. No.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Next question from Google. What country owns Dubai?
So, is that a trick question?
They're stupid questions.
What country owns Dubai? I would like to say that Dubai is part of the UAE, and the UAE is a country, and the capital of Dubai is Abu Dhabi. So, technically, UAE owns Dubai? Yeah. I
mean, it's a weird question.
Yeah.
Next question. This is a tricky one. I feel like we're on a Miss Universe show. Because your answer quite stately in your answers.
Okay.
Why is Dubai rich?
Why is Dubai? would want to say because of like its rich community and the people and the expats that just add so much value to the city. But then it could also be petrol, it could also be oil, it could also be gold, but mainly it's the expats and the residents.
Smashed it. Just leave this job right now and go and represent the country. And then okay, let's just do one more.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, which one? What is Dubai's nickname?
Okay. The Bayakins, Doobie Doobie, Dixbo, Dubster, not dumpster, sorry, Dubster, like Dubai, Dubster. Any nicknames have I missed out? Doodoo, Dodo.
Are these names that people actually use?
No, I thought you said come up with nicknames for Dubai.
No, if Dubai, do people have a nickname for Dubai? What is Dubai's nickname? So if you put into Google what is Dubai's nickname, they give one answer, which honestly I've never heard.
What is it? Dubs.
Gulf Tiger.
Gulf Tiger?
Gulf Tiger.
Gulf Tiger? I have never in my life heard this.
I call it Doobs.
Doobs, right? Doobs, Doobie, DXB. I've never actually referred to Dubai with a nickname, ever. Like Abu Dhabi, maybe AD, you would shorten that. But Dubai?
Never Doobs?
Never Doobs. Like, no, never. No.
Okay. Yeah, well, Google with your Gulf Tiger answer, have to disagree with you there. Google does not know everything, but Simran does. You smashed that. Well done. If you don't ask Google, ask Simran. She's going to represent Lovin Dubai in the Miss World pageant after that.
Thank you so much.
Queen wave. Guys, that are top news stories, but do join us because we're going to be joined by the brokers from House and House very shortly. They are the stars of the Real Estate Agent Show, which is back for its third season, and it's absolutely huge in the UK, and it's going to be big here too. So if you want to join them, they're going to be with us right after this break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Dubai Hustle is back, and we are live with the brokers from House and House and stars of the show about the ambitious young real estate agents trying to make it in Dubai. It's Chris Locke and Adam Kumar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Well, thank you for season 3.
Coming soon. Yeah, we've just sort of started work on it. Obviously, Chris and I, we're not only in the same team, but we're on the show together. So we obviously have a close relationship and a unique experience being on a TV show and working in the industry. So yeah, it's exciting times.
For people who haven't seen it, because it actually doesn't air in Dubai, tell us what actually is the premise of the show.
Well, we've done obviously first 2 seasons. I think that was just about us coming out fresh from the UK, these new brokers. Some of us had never done the job before, and it was just following our sort of process of learning, developing, and sort of our life behind the scenes as well. So now we're on to the new season. We've been here, you've been here 2 years as well, just about that. So we're established. So this season, I think it's going to be a lot more gritty, a lot more into the job. You'll see a bit more doing viewings and try to close more deals. And, you know, we're actually brokers now. We're not just fresh off the boat. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be different. I think they're shooting it in different angles. So you're going to see a lot more.
We want the grit. That's what, when you're watching a reality show, you literally want the grit. What is the grit?
Like, obviously, people know that the broker or the broker industry is obviously a commission-based industry, and that sort of speaks for itself. It is like cutthroat to that extent. It's very obviously like dog eat dog, but I think it's good because like obviously Chris had that storyline in the first series, but if we aren't being competitive within the agency, for sure there's thousands of other brokers out there, hundreds of other agencies, and they are as hungry, if not more, to get those deals across the line. So I think it's all sort of by and part of the game, and I'm here for it. Obviously, Chris is here for it. Thankfully, we're both still here in Dubai making it work. So
still friends?
Most definitely, definitely.
Of course, we work in the same team together.
Yeah.
So you'll probably see that develop. We've never fought for a deal yet.
No.
Who knows what's to come in the next season?
Yeah. That's the thing, because it's all about fighting for the deal. And what we asked you before, but now you're 3 seasons in, does being on the show help you sell houses? Or does it do the opposite?
Well, I've not really had much generational like leads from the TV show. I've had a few people from back home Scotland, to be honest. They're saying, oh, I want to buy a house, and they've given me a wee message on Instagram. I've met them out here, but it's more about what it does for us as, you know, our brand. If I know Adam and Jake, they love this, my brand, and they really push that. So I think that's great for them and us. I mean, I've been out in viewings and they've been like, oh, you're the wee guy for the TV show. And I'm like, that's me. So it's a bit of an icebreaker.
Yeah.
They've seen me and they know what my personality's like. So yeah, it can help us. Hopefully this next season will take it to the next level for us though.
Do you think it helps you sell houses?
Pretty much just to echo Chris's thoughts. It's not directly per se someone's called me and said, hi, I've seen you on Dubai Hustle. I would love to sort of sell my property or transact with you. But I think obviously in this industry, when there are no barriers to entry, things like this just like a credit that we are genuine brokers. We have this sort of background and we are working with integrity. And I think in an industry like this, where there are, like I said, no barriers to entry, it can only be beneficial. And it may not conclude in a transaction immediately, but over the long term, I think it'll be progressive for sure.
So it's building people's trust in you. So when you watch shows like Selling Sunset and all of these reality shows in general, people have personalities, right? And then there's potentially, I think, spin doctors behind the scenes building your personality and like only taking off certain points. Does that happen in the show? And also, can you describe your personality on the show?
That's a great question. How do you describe myself? I think, to be honest with you, which is quite nice, is that the TV show is authentic. Yeah. Although they give you some sort of lines that they want you to sort of follow, the essence of the TV show is true. So a lot of things you do see are genuinely things that are happening. And just to sort of summarize, I guess, my character within that show is someone who's obviously come to Dubai. I had obviously a relatively successful corporate job in a big four company back in London. I've given all of that behind to sort of pursue my goals and ambitions within this industry and obviously my personal goals.
Wow.
Yeah, Adam is quote of the day. That's what he is in the show.
I was outside taking photos of all your quotes. I was sending them to Jake saying, we've got to add this to our next post.
It's big. We love that attitude, I tell you.
So there's nothing that's scripted in it. It's all based on our life and what's happening. So that's obviously something that we don't know what this season's going to hold or develop us. My character within the show is probably just, I like to have fun. I like to have a joke, but at the same time, I'm pretty much here for the money and I want to make deals happen and do that any way possible.
The mindset of real estate brokers in Dubai is that, right? And interesting what you said is that you gave it all up to come here because a lot of people look at the real estate kind of market in Dubai. It's going wild at the moment. People are giving it all up to come here. Mm-hmm. Would you recommend that? Is it easy? Is it as shining as it looks like?
I would only recommend it if you had some sort of support, you had some sort of finances behind you. Mm-hmm. It's commission only. And you know yourself, it's not cheap to live in Dubai just for your rent, your car, your food. The basic essentials are going to be a few £1,000s a month usually. So if you've not got that, you're not going to come here and start earning 5, 10, 15, 20,000 pounds a month right away. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you've got to have that. You've got to have ambition and you've got to realise there's the basics of the job that are not glamorous. Like you're sitting on a phone most of the day and you're cold calling or you're phoning through people you've spoke to for 2 years just to keep them up to date. And you know, there's only that small margin where you're going to get a person who's going to sell and then going to sell with you. And that's when you start making money. So yeah, it's not going to all happen right away. So it's great. It's amazing. I would say if you want to do it, do it. Yeah. But have the right, footing to do so.
Yeah. Literally just to sort of follow on from Chris's points. I remember obviously the directors at House & House, they always bring in top talent to sort of give us training. And they brought a gentleman from Australia called Josh Fegan. And he said it's obviously the reality of the job is all of that, but you just got to change your mindset and realize you've been given the opportunity to work in probably the best real estate market in the world currently, which is obviously, as everybody knows, on fire right now. And like, where else would you want to be doing a job like this? Like, the city speaks for itself. I fell in love with it before I even came here. I never even visited here. I just moved out here and started living here. And like, you've got the opportunity to sort of chase down your own financial goals and your own ambitions whilst working in the best sort of real estate market in the world. So it's exciting.
It is exciting, but what you said there about the calls is so interesting because people don't see that. Even in the show, like I see people picking up calls, but we all pick up phones during the day. How many calls do you need to make a day to make a sale? How many calls do you guys make a day?
It depends. The current market's obviously hot. But that's only because there's a lot of buyers and very much little stock on the market. So obviously that's demand is high, but there's not much to buy. So that's why obviously prices are the way they are and the demand's gone up, and even in the rental and sales market. So yeah, but when there's little stock, you're doing everything you can to be that individual with the most stock. So you can make 100 calls a day easy. You'd do that as well. And that's 100 connected calls, not just like, I'll ring the phone 100 times and, hang up before it gets to voicemail.
You guys hearing that? 100 calls a day to make these sales. That's huge.
Yeah, like you need your minutes on your mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of calls. Yeah, sure. There's like people sometimes say, I was listening to, Jake was on another sort of podcast and he was talking about it as well. Sometimes people think the industry is easy and obviously there is glamour to it. And they sort of leave the sort of like 9 to 5 to work in real estate thinking it's more flexible. But I think that's, I think that's far from the truth.
Yeah.
It's more of a 24 hours job and like on a commission-based role, you're paid on your capacity. So like if you can keep on going and you can keep on sort of sowing those seeds, it will definitely come into fruition at some point.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that demand is hot because what everyone wants to know is it a good time to be a real estate broker in Dubai?
Yeah, I think whatever the market is, I think it's a great time to be a real estate broker. I love the job. I love the role. Currently, if you're asking right now in the current market, is it good? It's great. But there's a lot of competition as well. So unless you're doing something differently and you're taking advantage of that and you're putting in the extra calls and you're working well with your clients, because that one buyer can have 10 agents easy. What are you doing to really make sure that you're working the best for them, standing out and being that one that you're their go-to agent? That's what I'd say is different. So yeah, it's a great time, but there's probably about 8 or 9 brokers that would tell you differently. It's true, right?
Yeah, so just to follow on like from Chris's points, the way I would sort of see it is in 2 ways. One, the market, in my opinion, I think the market is stable. I think it's buoyant. The good thing about Dubai has so many demand pull factors, and then not taking into consideration the countries that people are leaving from. There are so many push factors that the market economies to real estate is very basic. It's supply and demand. And with demand being so strong and supply, as Chris mentioned, being limited, I think the prices will stay. So if you are a broker, there's still opportunity to make money, but obviously you want to give the best service, and the money is a bypart of that service. But personally speaking, from my experience in this market, and if anyone's sort of watching and thinking, should I join? I also did a little bit of a stint in leasing, and in this market, which is a seller's market, being able to sort of leverage those relationships, those in-depth relationships which I built over a year ago, is definitely proving to be fruitful. Because in the seller's market, anyone can bring a buyer and give you the best price. But if you've got a relationship with the seller and you can obviously know how they work, how you like to work, you guys can get an exclusive relationship and get them the best result.
That is a good time to be in real estate in Dubai. You know what though? Last time we had you on the show, Chris, you mentioned that going forward, you would nearly like to show like the other side. So when we see all these amazing real estate shows, it's like the big villas on the Palm, and that's kind of like what draws reality TV. But you said that you would like to kind of, show people the more real aspect of Dubai. Is that something that the show's going to look at? Yeah,
thanks for bringing that up. Obviously, they're looking for ideas for what we're going to be filming. We started filming this week. And we've done a few scenes, and we're going to be more in-depth with the properties and what's in show. And both of us, we work in the Emirates Lovin. So, I mean, these are 18, 20 years old now.
Emirates Living, is that Emirates Hills?
Well, it can be. That does take part of it, but that's probably like 1% of what's transacted.
Okay.
It's more springs, lakes, meadows. That's where we focus on. So we're going to show you like these communities that are the family communities that are the highest transacted actually in Dubai. It's not the 1 in 1,000 that's actually been sold. So yeah, I'm going to show you probably some cockroaches in bathrooms, hopefully a minimum of that. But I'm going to show you the real Dubai, where everybody lives, where everybody knows, and those actual communities. It's not going to be all glossy. But that's money's to be made there, and you actually build great connections with people who purchase there.
I think that's going to be music to people's ears, because there's a lot of talk about reality shows in Dubai and kind of the lens that they show of Dubai to the world. So actually showing the reality and the grit, as you said, is amazing. And can I just say massive congratulations, because Dubai Hustle recently appeared on BBC iPlayer's Best of 2022 list, meaning it's one of BBC's biggest hit shows. So congratulations, guys.
Amazing.
Thank
Didn't
you.
know that.
Did you not know that? Well, here you go. So we're very much looking forward to season 3. It's filming now in Dubai, so if you spot them, say hello. When is it going to be released?
We don't know yet. We're sort of just started filming for the next couple of months. So probably finish filming, I don't know, May, June time. And then you've got, obviously, it could extend. That's what happens. So we've no idea. We're hoping for end of the year it will be released. And all the families back home. My mum's all excited. She's my biggest fan.
We love you, Mum. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We cannot wait to see season 3 when it's released. And if you spot them, say hello. They are the stars of Dubai. Hustle from House on House. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
This show is brought to you by the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.